talk about Marvel all that much. I really should. Maybe it's only because I really joined the movie content big leagues across the year of 2020, the most cinematically void year in decades. But I'm a massive Marvel fan, I gotta say. I don't have the extensive comic book knowledge that many others do, but I know my way through the films, having seen literally all of them except like the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 3, and the other TV shows. But this is a new era of Marvel, or should I say phase, with the television series being more tightly intertwined with the bigger picture and actually getting full support with the new-ish Disney Plus service. And boy, are these guys busy. I mean, I'm sure you've seen this scheduling plan already, but this is insane. Literally a new piece of content every Friday with barely a break in between them. That's literally my YouTube schedule, just with a way higher production quality. And Paul Bettany's little joke certainly has got that formula down with watch till the end kind of comments for maximum watch time results, and any other tricks to get you to subscribe to their streaming service. But back to the schedule, just from when this video releases, the finale will have been a week ago, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier debuts next week, and it is certain to make a mark. I know we all like to rag on Disney for all sorts of perfectly justified reasons, but this current marketing strategy is some real big brain stuff. It's no secret we're in quite the drought, but this Marvel collection alone is just upending our entire 2021 on a scale that no rival companies can possibly hope to reach unless they'd already planned to like 2 years ago, and is making for a massive case against the Netflix binge formula of releasing all at once. I mean, we are just not going to stop hearing about Marvel all throughout the year, with a new episode to talk about for 40 plus weeks. Even on the weekend of a big release or two, we'll be right back to the Marvel baseline like 6 days later at most. Add on to the fact that the Marvel fanbase is already rabidly analytical enough, and this is just a marketing goldmine. And WandaVision was the first, a kind of beacon of things to come, if you will. So let's talk for a moment at how well it actually did and what it means for Marvel going forwards. And I'll start off with this. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing. Maybe some of that did come from the stagnation of literally everything else at the moment, but I was eager to see each following episode every Friday for a while there. And I know a lot of people were awfully mixed about the whole sitcom setup in the earlier episodes, but honestly, I found it to be really creative and a little bit of fun. And the mystery of what was actually going on, of course, sparked all sorts of theories and tensions for the next episodes. That was pretty neat, even as a spectator of other people's theories. Being able to be a little more creative with the IPs can only be a good thing in the vast library of admittedly pretty samey content for the last decade. Of course, the next series looks to be your typical Marvel affair anyway, but with the What If series, it's clear that there is going to be a good bit more diversity going in places. And with the runtime being extended more than 2 hours, we can get all sorts of additional fleshings out of everybody in the universe. I mean, just look at the glow up in the Jimmy Woo fandom. And once the cat was out of the bag in WandaVision, the mystery only continued to brew as we were trying to wonder who the villain was, a standard I can see just being repeated again and again, and something that's especially the case for Wanda, how everything is to tie into Doctor Strange and the concept of the multiverse. And this here is where I feel Marvel might end up at a pitfall. With us now on the other end of the finale, we now know most of the secrets the show was placing down, and the answer for a lot of those mysteries was that Marvel was being cheeky, and we were actually a little too zealous for what's next for the universe. Oi! What are you doing here? This is my... Get out! Get out of here! Who is that aerospace engineer being mentioned to appear later? Is it Reed Richards connecting us to the new Fantastic Four being made? No. Whoa, is that Quicksilver with the X-Men casting, no less? How is he here? Did she just pluck him from the multiverse during his time in the 80s? No. In fact, the casting was just a wink to the audience to hype them up, as he's just a dude in the area. A boner, no less.
Boner.
What great fan service.
I'm not amused.
Or how's about all of the Doctor Strange elements? The magic, the multiverse, the book, the Sorcerer Supreme. It's there, but minute. Just his theme playing in the final shot of the whole thing. You know, the most standard post-credit scene hype up to just lead to something else. Honestly, it's all just a bunch of clickbait, and I don't think that's all too sustainable. Sure, this is the Marvel fanbase we're talking about here, and in this content creator society, if there's an opportunity to make content out of theories, we're absolutely gonna do it. But call me a cynic, I don't think people can keep up with this charade if these stories keep teasing beyond their lanes and then proceed to do nothing for the bigger picture. You can only bait someone so many times, you know? And with this being the starting ground, I'm already a little tired. If Falcon and the Winter Soldier hints to some potential appearance from a hype-inducing character, I don't think I'm gonna believe it. And from there, I'm not gonna care. If there was ever an opportunity to sweep our understanding from underneath us, it was here with Wanda, and they didn't. And that puts a sour taste in my mouth. Not because it wasn't more ambitious, but because it had the audacity to imply that it was. I hope future shows peter our expectations, because this just felt like clickbait to drive up subscriptions, which, honestly, it probably was. Blair. I don't know why I wrote Blair in the script, but there it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about.
Now, as we continue into the story, if you haven't already, subscribe and boost the video up with a bit of interaction. Apparently it works like a multiplier, so yeah, anything you could do will help. For the month of March, we've got reviews every Friday and more content on Mondays too. Or here's some social media links on screen, or check out #DazzReviews under this video for more of my stuff in one big collection across channels and all. As for the plot we actually did get, it was alright. At the time of writing this, it's getting a good bit of hate for that boner joke and all the underwhelming elements of the finale, which I get. But I can also see this being looked back on a little bit more fondly as time goes on. A real The Last Jedi experience. Knowing everything this time, I'm not sure I would re-watch it though. I don't know. The sitcom elements kind of drag on the second time around, and I'll say it too, the ending was kind of underwhelming. Even taking away all those hyperfan expectations that could never have been lived up to, some places just felt a little to be desired. Having Agatha be the true villain was a good standard twist, and ironically the easiest part to call out in the show. But the fact that in the final fight her whole shtick is absorbing all the power she receives puts the writers in a corner for what they can actually do in the fight, hence why it's just a poor game of, I don't know, darts or something, since the way to win is to hit something else entirely. That being said, I really enjoyed the Vision versus Vision element. I can't get enough of the Link versus Dark Link, the Sonic versus Shadow, the fight against yourself that we somehow haven't actually had happen all that much in films yet. You know, there's Captain America and like Neo Scott Pilgrim from my memory. I'll happily eat this up every week, honestly. And Vision's arc always ends with him talking to another robot in isolation, eh? Bit strange he never mentioned, you know, hey, we can meet in another form beyond the barrier bar after this, by the way. But whatever. And the things that were actually hinted at, even if they were a pretty poorly thought out joke, certainly didn't help that overwhelming feel across the board. But you know, things also kind of flipped pretty quickly in that last episode, right? Like, Wanda is essentially peer pressure to stop her mind controlling after seeing everyone on the streets. She like warps behind Agatha to mind control her into the past in a very strange short sequence of events, and when it's time to say goodbye, she actually just kind of accepts it pretty quickly. I get that this is how this plot can wrap up quite nicely, but I didn't feel the acceptance stage of grief through much at all here. Imagine if she'd still said no after all of this anyway. What a drama that would be. And why were there all these little cliffhanger moments of like Wanda or Photon's eyes glowing when neither were really possessed in the next scene or anything? Or with the Quicksilver we did get, I still don't understand how he was overwhelmed by Rambeau. Why wasn't he using his powers here? Because he was called by his real name? On the flip side though, I love all the ordinary characters we got to see. Darcy, Rambeau, Jimmy Woo, and yeah, sure, I guess Hayward too. I feel these shows are really gonna have us appreciate the wider population of the MCU, ain't it? So what does all this mean for things going forwards? Well, a handful of things, I imagine. For a start, the Netflix ship is going down hard. Not only because it's been slowly cannibalized for years now, but this is the biggest contender to stand against their whole formula. Everyone everyone's likely to be moving over to pay attention to Disney Plus through one means or another, and they'll be talking non-stop with all of these releases. Further to that, I wouldn't be surprised if plenty other companies will try to copy that same kind of notion. Spin-off TV series attached to a larger universe, or just slowing down schedule times to reap the actual benefits of fans marketing for you. As for Marvel itself, I expect this to be more of the norm just from the abundant success this first run has been. Not that there was ever really a plan for anything else. They've planned out till like 2023 already, if not more. Though I can also see this constant release schedule really nagging on the fan base, especially if Marvel decides to dig in the hype bait that this first show so succeeded with. I can see the world getting a whole lot more cynical and tired of the less ambitious and non-subversive plotlines for more of the same, especially as it becomes so evidently clear how samey Marvel can get, only highlighted more by how back-to-back everything is. We'll see. I enjoyed WandaVision a good bunch, but I'm hesitant to hail it as the next best thing. And I'm certainly adverse to the idea of doing the exact same thing again, especially baiting for things that are way better than the actual thing. Can we not lean into that, please, Marvel? Looking at the smaller things as the show ended up intending us to do, I like it a lot. Agatha's cackle as a witch was great, as is the trivia knowledge of knowing she's actually Doc Ock from the Spider-Verse. No wonder she looked similar. I love the Incredibles-esque posing in the final episode, even if that wasn't what was intentioned. It's certainly what I got the themes of, and plenty of other details everyone else has already pointed out for each episode. And I personally watched all of this on a television screen with a glitchy Chromecast, so that certainly helped up the ante for the glitchy, hexy theme of the show. I'm hoping for more creative freedom in the future, both from the expansion of all sorts of characters we didn't know we wanted, as well as just the new presentation allowed from this longer format, or just some newer ideas, something the later series do seem to be going for a good bit more. Though I guess some more action wouldn't be too bad either, considering I saw a lot of complaints about that too. I will admit I too was pretty hyped up with the finale because, you know, things started actually happening. I guess we'll get plenty of that in just a week's time. For now though, I've got more reviews to make every Friday this month, so I'll see you both then and on Mondays for a bit. Continuing next with a TV-inspired idea influenced by stuff also from the 1950s.
I request elaboration.
My name's been Daz. You didn't really care, and I'll see you in a bit.